Hello, in this video we will be looking at how to grade Dropbox submissions using rubrics. For the purposes of this video, we will use an already created analytic rubric. Other videos will highlight how to create and manage rubrics, so let's begin. The first thing you want to do is enter your course. Then, click Activities and select Dropbox to enter the Dropbox folders. You can add a rubric to an existing Dropbox folder, or add a rubric as you're creating a Dropbox folder. The easiest course of action would be to create the rubric first, and then create the Dropbox folder. Let me show you how it would be done. Click the New Folder button. On the New Folders page, you have an Add Rubrics button if you scroll down. There is a video on creating a Dropbox folder, which will provide more information on how to do so. You would click the Add Rubric button to add a rubric. Click the checkbox next to the rubric you would like to use, in this case there's only one option, and then click Add Selected. You'll notice your rubric shows up here. Then choose your rubric as the default scoring method. One thing to note, especially if you're associating a grade item with your Dropbox folder, is that you may want your Dropbox item to match the point value of your rubric. So for example, my rubric is out of 12 points. So the grade item should also match out of 12 points. If your scores do not match, the Carmen Dropbox will account for the change in scores, but it will also be a bit messy. So to make things a bit easier, you may wish to have those scores matching already. I will scroll down and click Cancel to exit. Okay, at this point let's assume you have submissions to grade. Click your folder name to open your folder. So scroll down and you may have a Leave Feedback link underneath your submission date column, or a feedback left link, assuming you have not yet published your feedback for student view. Let's open the Leave Feedback area by clicking Feedback Left. Notice in the Evaluation section, you have your analytic rubric. An analytic rubric is also a link. After reading over the submission, click the rubric. Eventually, your rubric will load. I'll bring this up into the recording area. So here, you can select the appropriate radio button for how well your students did. And once you click the radio button, a little pencil icon and an eraser icon appear in the score and feedback area. If you click the little pencil icon, you can customize the score you would like to give your student, and you can also leave custom feedback that is attached to the criteria. Now when you're creating rubrics, you can also create standard feedback that the student will only see after you grade the assignment. And then click Save. If you would like to transfer your rubric feedback automatically to general feedback, you can do so by making sure this checkbox is checked. If you do not want to do that and want to provide alternate feedback, you would uncheck this box. To erase your feedback, I'm going to quickly add in some example. And click Save, simply for the purposes of deleting it. You simply hit the eraser, but notice that will also erase the points that you have given. And click Save and Record. Now because we chose to automatically transfer over our feedback, notice the feedback is in the feedback area, and you can add extra feedback by simply clicking the feedback and typing. I'm going to save this draft. And also notice, because the rubric is out of 12, the score is this awkward 14.38 out of 15. So that highlights why you might wish to make those numbers even. So now I'm going to go through another student and publish her feedback so that I can show you what this feedback would look like in the student view when you're using rubrics. So I've just switched over to the student view, and I'm going to refresh this page so I can see the feedback. So this is the student Dropbox folder page. When they click feedback, they will see the rubric, a green check mark next to the point value that you've assigned, the score and feedback, and scrolling down more so, the generalized feedback at the bottom. In conclusion, this is how you would grade Dropbox submissions using rubrics, and how your students would then view the rubrics after you've given feedback and published it. Thank you for watching.